Good afternoon. It's time for, let me try to turn this down. I think we've got it. Story time with Gina. And do UFOs and or other world-like ships, spaceships, come through portals? Is it possible for them to come through portals? You all think about it. Now, what we're looking at behind me, well, it's a cluster of, make sure I'm on here. It's a cluster of these ships. Oopsie, let me get myself over here. These ships right over here that I took pictures of. But I did not take. These pictures were pointed up toward the sky when I took them with my iPhone 8 and my clip-on lens. It was a long exposure. The flashlight literally came on like that as I was taking my picture, and they showed up. They did, just like that. It's like they pierced through another dimension. The ones behind me. Can you get this effect? They look like the same type of ships. And these were taking, I'm not going to say it because you ain't going to believe me. You're not going to believe me, so I'm not going to say it. I'm not. Now, those who believe in portals, they could say, yeah, that makes sense. They would say that. And it's fine. It's fine, you all. There are different types of ships out there other than the flying saucers, other than the reverse technology or whatever it was that they did. There's other types that are out there, and they're interdimensional. They come from another dimension. And the ones that I took pictures of, which are right over there, they started coming in back in September of 2018. And if you remember, September of 2018 was when there was a mishap at one of the observatories and it shut down. Remember? That's when it happened. It was one of the pictures that I took. And the sun, it showed two great big, or three or four great big UFOs on the side of the sun trying to repair the sun or heal the sun or something like that. It was shortly thereafter that these ones over here started showing up in my camera. And first there was a little bit, and then more and more came every single day, every single week, every single month, until thousands and thousands of them started showing up in my camera. And they are here. They're here. They gathered here. You can't see them. Sometimes they can be spotted in the clouds. I've spotted them in the clouds in various places. These may look like, futuristic ships. Let me do this for you. Let's look at this. I don't know if Dr. Stephen Greer has, seen any hard evidence of these types of ships that you are looking at right here. I don't know if he has, but somebody knows of them. Otherwise, I would not have gotten those pictures, and I would not have been sharing them. Hello, everyone. Hello, Applebrooks, honey. Happy Father's Day, you all. Yeah, you believe in portals. That's right. So I would not have been sharing them if they did not exist. And I certainly would not be here doing what I'm doing if they weren't real. Because I don't want to be involved in something that's not real. I do not. And behind me, you can see what these look like. Where am I at right here, you all? Let me get this one picture out of the way. Now, granted, if you were to look at this, which you can, I got to get this filter off of here. It's a great big gigantic cluster of ships is what it is. You can see that there are let me make myself a little bit smaller. You can see that there are openings. There's like rectangular openings right here. You can see that there are like little black windows. Do I need to make this bigger? Let me make it bigger. Well, yeah, I can make it bigger. Can you all see better now? There are like little black squares, like windows. There's like different levels in this right here cluster of ships, and they are literally, they're layered. They're layered, and they look like some cubes. They don't look like our ships. They might look like something out of like a Battlestar Galactica or something like that. The patterns are unique. They're very unique, unlike the ships that we have here on Earth, and or I think any of them was probably shown during the disclosure. They're massive. I took them on my property, and I did not have my camera pointed up at the sky. I didn't. I'm kind of embarrassed to say where the picture came from. I really am, because it sounds so far-fetched. I will tell you, beyond a shadow of a doubt, there was a portal that opened on my property. And I took dowsing rods. I have dowsing rods. And I wanted to know where the portal was. And it was near my pond. That's where the portal was. Near my pond. I pointed my camera with my clip-on lens down that area. I stood on the edge and I pointed it toward that area. That's where the portal was. That's where the dimension was. That's where these pictures came from. And it's kind of embarrassing. There are those who say, no, they're not real. That's where they came from. They came from there. Right around that area where there was a portal opened up. And they are the type that I took. They're these type. That was the last time I took a picture of them. Right there in that location. Right there. Clustered. And I was I feel, it's like I feel right now. Like when I first started taking these, I thought, no one is going to believe that all I did was take my clip-on lens. I'm going to show you what I use. I'm going to show you exactly what I use. Hold on, let me get this out. I think I got my clip-on lens in one of these drawers. Could even be in this one thing, whatever this is. Y'all hold on. No, this ain't clip-on lens. That's something else. Okay. Let me bring this back over to you, to me. This is my clip-on lens right here. Gina, we can't see because you've got yourself whited out. Let me show you, you all. This is what really made people upset. It did. I can't help it. Let's get it right here. That picture right there, all of the ships were taken with a clip-on lens. It's concave, it's dipping inward, and it went on the back of my iPhone 8, which it would go right, let me see, it would go just like this. I would point it up in the sky. I would. I'd turn the flash on with my camera, and somehow the light, my flashlight turned on, and it stayed on, and it was like a long exposure, not exposure. It like stayed bright, and I thought, how on earth did that happen? That's what these were captured with. This is just one teeny tiny segment of some of the more detailed ships that came in, and you would think that I would have a telescope, a massive telescope, high powered to get these pictures. One would think that. There's no way you could get that. And whose are they? Whose are they, you all? I call them light ships, is what I call them, light ships. And I don't get no negative feeling from them, but they came in right afterward. The observatory shut down in September 2018. I documented them. That's how I got where I am. Every day, 2 or 3 times a day, all the way up into 2020, and then right here was the last image that I took at the portal or other dimension right near my pond. And you know that water is really good. It really is for things. It is. It's kind of embarrassing, but it's how it happened, you all. It's how it happened. I've seen these on the sun too. On the NASA products, some of these ships, they were clustered inside the sun, and I pulled some of them out. I took my clip-on lens, and I pushed it. It was pointed near the water, is where it was pointed, near the water. But I had a great big portal that was open there. It was massive. And it may sound strange to you all, but it's like it was another dimension. Another dimension. And it was also, sometimes when I would take my clip-on lens and I was first starting off and I was trying to get the sun as it was rising, I would see ships in the sky there. But in one instance, above my tree line, there was a whole new city. There was like a city in the background in the sky. There were buildings. I also captured at one time buildings on my property from the other dimension. It may sound really far-fetched, you all, but I'm telling you the truth. I am. I have nothing to hide. This is how those pictures, that one behind me, got taken. Right there. By my pond. Over my pond. With the clip-on lens and my iPhone 8. It could have been my iPhone 6 or 4, because I started off with an iPhone 4. No high-powered, nothing. Nothing. So does this mean, Gina, because you documented things that way, they're not real, they're not valid? Someone thinks they're valid. Someone thinks they're real. They do. Someone believes they're real. I believe they're real. 'Cause you can't make them up. They tell me it was the deep state came after me. It did. They sent the trolls out. It's specks of dust. Is all it is. Specks of dust. Does that look like specks of dust? No, it's not specks of dust, you all. These are light ships. They're out there. And I do not believe that they're far away at all. I don't. They're hiding. They're right here. Waiting. Do you think they're bad, Gina? No. These aren't. These aren't. It is very highly probable that these ships right here, they're going to evacuate people on the earth. They're not going to evacuate everybody, you all. Not everybody's going to make it. When it's all said and done, not everybody's going to make it off this earth alive. They're not. I'm just being honest. I am. Their frequency is not going to be what it should be. It's just like the people who say, you know, the ascension, you got to raise your frequency. You know what the highest frequency is? It's love. It's LOVE right here on the inside. We've got to keep the love growing on the inside. We've got to guard our hearts. We do. Tune out the stuff. Don't let it get in there. I thought, what am I going to do a video on tonight? And I sat here. This is where I ended up, right there. At a picture, I was embarrassed to even say where I took it because people ain't going to believe it. But it is. It's a portal. It's like the other dimension. When I first started off and I had my clip-on lens like this is one of them. I have 3. I want to tell you this. Back in 2018, when everyone wanted to know what type of lens are you using, Gina, because I was getting lots of pictures. I told them exactly what it was and where to get it. It was Amazon. Within 3 months, they got discontinued. You couldn't find them anywhere. Couldn't find them. And when they finally did bring some back up, they weren't the concave lens anymore. They were the ones that bowled up, and they were bigger. You couldn't get it. And there's no way you would have been able to got the picture without only a single lens. And even if you did try to replicate it, you wouldn't have got the images. You wouldn't have. I didn't have to do anything but go outside and take pictures. That's all I had to do, and work the pictures. It's that simple. And it was amazing. When I first started off, I was in my dream state. I was up on a ship every night. And there are those who say, you know, they go on the ship. I was on a ship that had great big windows, massive, massive windows, like great big bay windows, all night long for 2 weeks straight. I would wake up and I'd have dark circles under my eyes, and I'd have to get up and go do a full-time day shift job. I was totally exhausted, but I still did the pictures, you all. I did. I took, this picture below me was taken during the daytime, right there. And in the mornings at times when I would go outside, I would take them out there too. I would take them in the morning before I left from work. And if I did like a second shift job, which it ran into a second shift job too, I would take some in the morning or in the afternoon before I left, because I didn't have to be at work till 1:30. Then when I got home around 10 something at night and or like 2 something at night, I would take even more pictures. I just took them all the time because I wanted to see if they were still up there. That's how that happened, just like that. So sounds far-fetched, you all, but I don't know what else I could say because it did. This is some shapes of them right here. And I've showed these before. Futuristic looking. It's what it is. Right here. These were taken in the sky, in the other dimension, and they're the same type that I took by my pond. I closed the portal. That's what I did. I went and I closed the portal. Someone touched my rods. I knew nothing about dowsing rods for water, but I had a friend who said, Gina, could you bring your rods over my house, see if you can find this, move these ley lines, move the ley lines at my house. And I thought, what are you talking about, ley lines? I don't know what ley lines. Do you don't have no dowsing rods? I said, I don't even know what a dowsing rod is. And they told me. I went home and took refrigerant Piper tubing, and I measured certain length, and I made the handles a certain inches and the things. I went over to her house and I moved the stress lines that ran through her house. I moved them all, relocated them all outside. There was 3 of them. Relocated them all outside her house and went outside to make sure they were in her driveway. That's the first time I ever used them. But I wanted to see if I could locate the water on my property, underground water, and I could. But then I started feeling the energy. I could feel energy with it too. And I think that I guess it drew something, these ships. It was shortly thereafter that I started taking pictures after that. And someone touched my rods. I had a dream that my rods were broken in 2 one night. And I got very upset. I said, who would do that to my rods? They were broken in 2. And months passed, probably a year or so. And then I went outside with my clip-on lens, and I had it on my camera. Gina, this is story time with Gina. This is our actual event. Where's my clip-on lens? I had it on the back of my camera, my phone, and I was looking through my phone, and I stuck my arm through it, through the view, and my arm turned into a stick. It did. It turned into a stick through the camera. And then over there by my light pole, this great big massive like flare or orb like portal open, and it had all kinds of colors in it. And there was this other one that had opened up before it. It was a good one. It was a good like plasma, but this dark one came up and it started swallowing up the good plasma portal. And I was watching it all through my phone. I was. And then I moved closer to where all that action was happening, and I thought, I can't allow this to continue. So I reached my hand into there. It sounds embarrassing, but I reached my hand through the front of this lens like that, because I was viewing it through my phone, and I poked my hand in there and I made it collapse. So the next day I got my rods out and I went down there. That's before I knew that there was a portal, another portal that had opened up. I went down there. I found this bad portal that opened up. And my nose is itching on the side. I closed it. I closed it completely up. But it was during that time that somebody touched my rods, because I went somewhere and I took my rods with me, and some man's hand, somebody I knew, he picked my rods up with his hand, and his energy contaminated them. And that's when I saw that bad portal had opened, and I broke my rods in half. I broke them in half, and I threw them in the pond and I closed the portal. That's how it happened. And so I closed them both of them. Then I made me new rods, and nobody touches my new rods. I rarely touch them, but I've got them put in a safe place. So, Gina, you're a really strange individual. I can't help it. Oh, do we got a repeat on here, you all? Because I think my my comments are just going. So they're here. The last image I took was these right there. And I would assume if I wanted to go out there, and if I had my frequency right on the inside, and if I had the desire within me and the willingness to go out there and take more pictures, if I was meant to take more to document, they would show up. I have not felt that desire because I got tired after 2.5 years of showing pictures, you all. So it may sound strange to you, but I've told you that, and I don't know how that portal or that dimension could be right there, how I could see. You know, it could even be somewhere way far away, and I'm seeing it up close. It could even be that far away, and I'm seeing it up close with my phone and my clip-on lens. I will say this, that the iPhone 4 that I had, 4S and the 6 and the 8, it had some really good technology in it. And every time they upgrade, they change the technology so you can't get what you used to be able to get because it's seen too much into the sky and stuff, you all. You watched ships coming through with large windows in, and it could have been you, Gina. I asked what they were doing. It said just checking in. Yeah, these got great big massive windows on them, openings. When I took the picture, I thought that this cannot be. It can't be. It's impossible. But I shared it anyhow. But it's there. This was just one segment of several pictures. So, it's kind of embarrassing, but I did it, you all. I did it. I took them. I admit I took them. I do. See them? I always thought this stuff around them was the other dimension. That you can see it right there. All the stuff around them. They would poke through the other dimension is what happened. With each picture that I took, it's like more came through. When I would move the lens slightly, it would allow more light to come through and allow more ships to come through, you all. That's how it happened. And if you look here, they're there. They're silent. They're waiting. They are waiting. And they're going to show up. At a time of their choosing is when they're going to show up. They're going to completely uncloak and come through. And perhaps the deep state knows it. They know it. And they're fearful. They're very fearful because they, with the technology, even with the technology that they have now, the black projects or whatever they got it, they're no match for what's out there. None. Their technology is way behind this right here, way behind it. But they think that they got a fighting chance. They do. They don't. It didn't have to come to this. It really didn't, you all. But it is coming to this. And I think that's why the disclosure with Dr. Stephen Greer, why he said 6 to 9 months, we've got to act on it now. We got to act on it. This may sound make-believe, you all, but it's not. It's real life. It's real life. Portal. How many on here? I really am curious how many on here have the ability to do grid work and ley lines, because I know that there was people who could do grid work on the Earth's ley lines, the grid lines and stuff. They can't block my channel. They didn't give me this platform, and they can't take it away from me. They can't. I will be here as long as I'm supposed to, because they don't have that right. That's why I'm not gone. I have to finish whatever I'm supposed to do, and I'm going to finish it. Yeah. Somebody get themselves in trouble. They might have. They might have, you all. You have, do we have anybody who works with the ley lines and the grid, Earth's grid, energy grid? Because it does matter, because they build important structures on certain ley lines. Apple Brooks, hello. Yeah. Space-time. The quartz crystal. Hello, everyone. So this is, yeah, this is, that's how I took it. Yeah. That's right. You don't have to believe any of it. You can be in denial. You can. And I may not agree with everything that Dr. Stephen Greer says, but I do agree with quite a bit. And I do agree with quite a bit of the witnesses that were brave enough to come forward and tell what's happening, because something is happening and evil is deeply rooted. And there's a list of major crimes, and it's not even the half of it. Do we need to read them off again, what the deep state is guilty of? Because it's horrific, and it's not even the most horrific crimes. That's right. Yes, Brandy, honey, you do energy every day. I have not seen the Schumann resonance, and I'm sure it's off the scales, and some people can feel it more than others. Yeah. You all have seen the pictures that I've shared. I've shared so many of them. I have, like, lots of them. I met one other person. His name was Michael. He was able to, Schwazowski or something. He was able to capture a few of these, just a few. Look at that. We can't open it because now it's corrupted. You corrupted my pictures. Yeah, it's like, yeah. And this is what's in the water. There must be something in the water. You ever hear that song? There must be something in the water. So that's it. My story time is over, you all. There's thousands of these light ships, and they came in gradually, and they kept increasing for like 2.5 years. And this was the last picture I took, and I closed the portal. Gina, honey, that is witchcraft. Well, you can call it what you want, but it's not witchcraft to me. It's not. It's just energy. It's energy. It's spiritual, interdimensional. It's all of that. It's all of it, you all. It's all of it. So, yeah, it's right. You've seen them too. No. Like water is like portal too. There's energy in the water. It's got a lot of energy. You ought to see if you can, if you take any pictures, can you see this in them? Because these are like these is what they are. You may see them or you may not see them, but if you see them, then you know they're there. So what if water is like a, well, what if it is like a portal? People can look in the water and they can see things. Like a stargate or something. It sounds weird, it really does. You can check and try, yeah. All right, you all, I'm gonna go, but this was wild. It was. Now you know. Don't be telling nobody. But it is the truth. I'm not making it up. And you'll be hard pressed to find someone else to tell you that, because they don't want to say, they don't want people to make fun of them, thinking, oh, she cut those with her iPhone 8 and her clip-onions. Yes, I did. I did. Lots of them. And this right here, yeah, I did. Sure did. It's the last image I took. And they're also on the sun. They're also flying around up there around the sun too. They're out there, you all, just waiting. Yeah, that's right. Oh, hello, Michael. Yeah. Yeah. So can portals be found in water? Can portals, do portals exist? Let's look it up. Under the ocean. Yes. Earth and space. Hidden portals. Now see, NASA knows it. There's hidden portals in Earth's magnetic field, but are they going to talk about water? Probably not. The magnetosphere multi-scale mission, 1990s, Scudder magnetosphere signpost. Look, in a shortcut, worthy of the best portals of fiction. Only this time the portals are real. With the new signposts they have, they can find them, you all. They X marks the point, marks the spot. And people open, look, what if a portal is opened in the Mariana Trench to the Sahara Desert? What if it is, you all? The portal system has zero mass transfer losses, and there's no energy consumption by them or objects pass through them. They're connecting the 2 points of Earth in space and time. The first portal was placed at the most point. Look at that. South Africa. Second, inverted, so the water jets go directly to the ground. And you've seen like some areas too. Let's see. Features at the bottom of the ocean. It's very highly probable. It really is. Portals exist in water. Oh, I guess you could have one. Water, geysers. You should research that, you all. Can you find portals in water? Can a portal exist underwater? If you build a portal and then flood the area with the, will the portal stay lit? Why are they even asking something like that? Why would they even ask it? If it does, the water comes through the portal. So yeah. So I'm not going to speak too much. It's just a tad bit. That's it. I'm done. Yeah. I'm going to go. So thank you all. And there's different types of ships out there. They're not all flying saucers, and they're not that reverse technology of those other types of UFOs. And there's plasma ships too. There are. And I'm sure that there's somewhere, someone knows exactly. They know a lot about these right there. They do. You know how the first thing about me? Somebody called John on Twitter shared the image of the, let me show you which image got shared, and that was all she wrote. Let me write it down, y'all. Let me just do this. Right here. Here we go. This is Gina Honey right here. This is all of my stuff right here. It was, this is perfect, you all. See my findings right here? So I pulled it up. John on Twitter. This is the tweet that set me on my path right here. I don't even know who it was, how it got there. They got a hold of my picture because I did the video on Facebook. And when I took this very picture right here, I knew when I took this picture that, what did you know, Gina? I knew it was going to be one of the most important picture that I had took during all of my documentation. I knew it. And I said it during my video. Right there, this is the one, and these images right here were being shown all around the world, you all. You may remember it. It was my images all around the world, and I hadn't got a clue. I started getting thousands, and I got around 30 or 40,000 followers a month, and then I would have around 8,000, 9,000, 12,000 people watching my live streams on Facebook, and they cut it. They cut it all. They couldn't have it. They didn't want it at all. Gina, what did you do? I shut my stuff down. This is it. This is the thing right here. When I stepped outside the building, this black right there, the energy that came from that right there, it was an evil energy, and that energy right there sent me back into the building when I was working my second shift job. That right there. The whole sky. These things were all over the sky, and it had an evil presence. It had a bad energy that came from it. Right there. And I also saw like one of the clouds. It had like a human face, and it was blowing out the dark wind is what it had. And you might remember this right here. Angry beaver or naughty beaver. This showed up in my camera also. And no, that was not my lens to my camera. This was something that was like prophesied or something. Naughty beaver, I think that was him. So there used to be a whole lot more things. This is what I had first. I also was documenting this stuff right here that was clustered all around the sun too. That's in the early go-get. Gina, what do you keep doing? I keep clicking out, you all. I do. Right there. See these ships right here? They were these. And you can see these in the sky. I have found these on the moon too. It appears that within the 2-hour difference from the first photo, which was taken, the second one at 10:11, the egg shape, it was an egg shape, planet looking thing, is what I called it. It was pretty amazing. It was really exciting. I really loved it. I loved it, you all. I really did. Loved every bit of it. Boom. You can see behind here, you can see an object. This is the two suns. There's a great big massive orb-like thing in the sky. I never knew it. All I was concerned about is chasing these two things through the clouds. Sorry, this is a long whatever it is. The Earth Plan Recap with Gina Maria. I don't even know who that was, but these were the ships. It wasn't that good of an image, you all, because I had an iPhone 4 at the time. Look. This is who the deep state had come after me, you all. Look at that. Isn't that nice and lovely? Let me... Trashed me. Trashed me. Here I am. Here I am, right here. Still doing my thing, right here. Still doing it. See it? Right there. It's okay. Thank you, Judy. There we go. We got it. That's right. We'll have justice. We will have some justice, you all. This right here, look at this one. This is one of my favorite pictures. A silver, whatever that is. It's very pretty. Yeah. Hello, Gina, honey. That was one of my Facebook profile pictures. Right here, look at this. Look at this, you all. Gina, look at this. Gina Maria Calvin Hill Expo. See, they try to trash me. Look at that. And I took the pictures. Genovite, thank you. Yeah, it's really amazing. It really is. It's absolutely amazing. So to put up with that, I figured this out too, you all. This is what I figured out right here. The observatory shutdown. I figured out that the ships that showed up in my picture right here, the very first picture that they used for the observatory shutdown, you see the rings around them? Right there. Can you see them? The rings? They are the massive UFO ships, and or they could be life beings that are clustered around the sun. That NASA discontinued that product. Totally discontinued it. Right there. And they were, it was one and the same. And then I had this great big bird, the eagle or the dragon, appeared in the sky with its great big claw. Just like that. Are we still here, you all? These were other things that I would take pictures of. You used to be able to pull up a whole lot of stuff, everything that I shared. That's right. That's okay. Gina has become a big girl. I have. Look at that. See this? It's massive. Look at the opening right here, you all. That one big ship at the observatory in Hawaii, that's one big ship. That was my Facebook post. See that opening right there? Look at that opening right there. This is the observatory. This is, we documented that. Then come over here. I think we have an opening like that. Get out of the way. Some of these have that massive opening. You can see it like right there. These have massive openings like that too. Can you see it? Like, let me get, can you see that same type of opening? It's big. And This right here also. These can be seen up in the sky too. Yeah. This also. This was a ship in the sky too. I mean, you can't really make it out right here that well, but there was a great big massive battleship in the sky. It was like a black one, black clustered. And this right here. Liba, darling. Does Liba, what does Liba, Liebli, somebody speak German? Can you tell me what they said right there? Can you read it? Prep and go. That's right. Hola, Tony. Who speaks German? Because I think it's German. Libla. Does it? I don't know what it means. But anyhow, I was able to pull these out of NASA's product, the docking station. So if you've seen an image like this, it came from Gina. It came from Gina, honey. I worked countless hours trying to pull this, find a frame by frame. Yeah. So we got that. We got it, you all. There we are. It's okay. It is. Look at this. This was in Russia, I think. We haven't had an energy increase before. I had a good Twitter account until somebody opened this right here. See this right here? This came from Victoria Lillingquist. This was her Merkaba ship that come to visit her at night. It was disguised as a star, but it literally, on her channel, it was a ship right there. That was Victoria Lillingquist, or Lillingquist. She's right now on her way to Mount Shasta for a gathering or meeting of some sort. But that was her Merkaba ship right there. It was a star, and that's what it manifested. It uncloaked itself for her. Yes. That's exactly right, Carrie Mays. It's the bad humans. That's the evil. Yeah, she had a really good capture. She really did, you all. You see how this looks? It might look like, see, there they are doing it. See, this woman right here is so hell-bent. She doesn't like me. I don't even know if she's still alive. But see what this looks like? They came in by the thousands. It was like a parking lot up there, and there was still even more and more behind it, you all. These right here, I mean, they may not look that clear right here, but they are the ships that are, they're like this. This is what they look like. Just like that. Yeah, just like it. So let me put it back. I'm sorry, this is long. I only go on here as long as I feel led within my spirit, and then I won't be on here much longer. This right here, you which got to, right here, some more. Someone asked how big these ships are in the sky, right here. This was in Clarksville, Indiana. I took this picture right here. I was at the Home Depot, and I looked up in the sky. They look like great big gigantic boats. That's what they looked like. Gigantic boats. It's right above the sign. And they're like this. These right here, see, they look like a boat too. You have ships in the sky. It's like these. That's how massive they are. Just like that. That was my live photo. See, look like this. The mysterious FBI. This is the observatory that spurred it all. Shut down the Sunspot Solar Observatory. Right there. And then they said, oh, somebody had pornography on their computer. They wouldn't tell the real truth. They would not tell it at all. They more or less lied. These are the images that show up on NASA's product right here. And this is from my clip-on lens. The same objects that are showing up on their camera, I documented them too with my iPhone 8 and my clip-on lens. This is a shape-shifting life form right here. This right here was, it was in the night sky when I was coming home from my second shift job at night. I think it was around 10:30 at night. It was an airplane. It was supposed to be an airplane. And I took that picture right there. It shape shifted, and this is what shape it was in one of the still frames in a live photo right there. Can you, that it was really the best capture I ever got of them shape shifting. And it was that night that they followed me home, and they started coming toward me in the sky. They can, Lloyd. They'll plant anything. The deep state would do it. They would. Shape shifting. I don't know what he said right here, but I used to wear my camo all the time, you all. Whatever that is. V de actualvoita. Don't know what that was. No idea. There's so you can see them coming out of the sun too. These things are all in the sun. Oops, this is NASA's product right there. And within this sun, they're there too. So if the sun is a portal, then they're going in and out also. I try to shrink this down, you all. I don't want to keep you all on here that long. Look at this. That shape right there. I mean, you may not be able to see it that well. There's so much documentation that has went on, and I have people to like to make fun of me. I used to get really mad. I don't care anymore. We're really at the point where I don't care. I do not care anymore. Yeah. They blocked my YouTube blocked my video. See, they blacked it out. I don't even know if that video is still there on my YouTube, but they did. So if you're just now tuning in and you've never seen the things that I've documented, this is a little bit of it, of what I've documented. Just right here. Some of the stuff. There used to be a whole lot more on here that they showed. Plasma ships in Japan. And no, this is not from the light. No, there was plasma ships there in Japan. Right there. They stretch themselves out like that. So we do have different types of ships. We do UFOs and stuff. Higher dimensional ships and things. We got them. Boom. Allegedly shut down by the FBI. They probably did shut it down. They probably did, you all. It's fine. It's fine. But I'm done. I'm done. I was all over the internet, and this was the picture that went viral. That's it. I am going now, you all. I'm done talking. We have been on here for 1 whole hour, so it's okay. We can have an hour, a little background. These ships are here, and they do not look like any of them, I think, that are in the disclosure. And if Dr. Stephen Greer knows about these, I would like to speak to him. I really would. I'd like to see what he has to say if he knows these ships. Because he said there's some up there that are very friendly. Is he talking about these? Is he? Because they're there. And there's thousands of them. They far outnumber everything on Earth. They do. They far outnumber all of them. So that's all right. I'm done. I really am done, y'all. I'm going to come back over here. I am. And thank you all for being so pleasant. And thank you for all your encouragement and stuff. And continuing prayers and positive thoughts are greatly appreciated on this journey, because things are going to start moving really fast now. They are. And the heat's going to get turned up. It is. And it's to be expected. It's all right. So I'm going to go. You're all going to go. That's right. We're going to go, you all. And thank you, Apple Brooks, honey. Thank you all for listening and commenting. And with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours, love you. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. And thank you so much for tuning in. And that's the truth. That's how they got captured. I do want to put my clip-on lens up. They discontinued them. They didn't want nobody accidentally getting any more pictures. So yeah, they got discontinued, that type. Have a wonderful evening. Love.